Running relationships like a business. That's the conversation we're going to have here today on Relationship Thursday. How you guys doing? This is Ron Simplified Myers, author, podcaster, and your uplifting life partner. Now, this particular topic is one we were having a heavy debate about because there are people that will argue and stand on the grounds that the key to making relationships work is you got to look at it the same way you do a business. Now, this kind of comes into an example that I use that I share people, when they talk about there's no good men or, they can't find a good partner or, all the negatives about relationships are, I should say, the other party, because very rarely do people take responsibility for the relationships and the challenges in relationships, always other people. But the example I use so people fully get this happens to be like a business example, because I'll share that if you're the hiring manager for a company and you're hiring all the new employees, but ever since you took over the position, they're getting nothing but bad employees, who is the company going to look at? They're going to look at you, you're the hiring manager, so they're going to do one of two things. They're either going to fire you because you're not doing your job, or they're going to retrain you because the fact is that your interviewing process is not good. That's why you keep getting bad employees. And I said, so now that we understand that hiring process, understand that who's the hiring manager in your relationships. And that's when a lot of people's mouths drop open and go, oh, it's me. Yep, it's you. See, I'm not a person that blames other people. I said, it's you. Take responsibility for the decisions that you're making. Now, I know some people go, but there are people that are con artists. Yeah, there are people that are con artists. There's exceptions to all rules. Most people do not fit that category, and most of you, the people that you picked, it wasn't because they're con artists, it's because you weren't paying attention or your interview process was not that good. Take responsibility. So this is why I said you got a choice, because you are the hiring manager in your relationships. You either fire yourself, which I don't recommend, or you're going to get better at the interview process, which for me means you get better at understanding yourself, loving yourself, all the things that I talk about on Self-Love Monday. Okay, now, using that analogy would make you think that I'm in agreement with people that say run your relationship like a business. Nothing can be further from the truth. I do believe there are certain elements in your relationship that you should run like a business, like your finances. You guys follow me? You need to understand how this works and run it. But the emotional side, which is the most, because you guys hear me talking about all the time, integrity and character. The emotional side, the most important side of your relationship in terms of you having peace, the emotional side, you cannot run like a business. Because understand the way a business is structured is bottom line profits. It's about making money. It's about finding where you're not making money and you cut that out. If you have that same thought process in your relationship, understand there are certain areas that your partner will fall short according to what you're looking for or the way you think they should look, and vice versa. The same thing holds true for you. As you guys have heard me say, the keys to a relationship: accepting people as they are. I didn't say agree, accept. So if you accept them as they are, that means we're not going to be in agreement in certain things, which means there's certain areas it's not going to run smoothly, at least the way that you want it to do. And in a business, you're not going to run it that way. In a business, you're going to have what you believe is the best platform. You're taking the emotions out of it. You guys follow me? Businesses are not going to be run on emotion. If you take that element out of your relationship, you won't have a relationship. It won't last. I heard Will Smith make the comment. He said, there's no amount of money that will make a relationship last. Bravo. Goes in perfect alignment with what I'm talking about. Because businesses are about making money. You guys follow me? So if he's telling you there's no amount of money that will make a relationship work, then how can you make a relationship run like a business when a business is all about making money? And we're hearing money cannot make a relationship work. See, they're two totally different things. Money, as I always tell people, when people say money can't buy you happiness and all the other different, what we want to call them, the different things that have been passed on for generations to generations, the same old sayings, that wasn't the word I was thinking about, but you guys know what I'm talking about. But we pass on the same things. And we know that money will not make you happy. Those are internal conversations, as I've talked about before. Being happy is an internal conversation. Money is an external conversation. But do not misinterpret what I'm saying. Money is very valuable where money is very valuable. When we're talking about things that require money, money is very... So go get your money. You ain't gonna never hear me tell you not to go get your money. I'm not gonna tell you that part of your relationship you shouldn't run like a business. I'm not gonna tell you that. But please do not listen to the people that are telling you to run your relationship like a business, because guess what? Those are people that usually are single, or they're in relationships that aren't working. Why? Because you're running it like a business. There's no emotion attached. I know people that are married. It was a business transaction. That was the reason, because they got the same mindset. And they're miserable, not unhappy, miserable, because there are other people that they have an attraction to, that they would like to be in a relationship, but because they're committed to marriage, they can't do it, but they're miserable. Folks, do you understand how that has to be miserable to be in a relationship as a business? No emotion, and you're starving for emotion. And there's someone who's attached to you that you have a relationship emotionally, but you can't get with them because you made a financial decision. You guys follow me? Understand, like I said, money's important where money's important. Don't misinterpret what I'm saying. But relationships have a lot of working parts to it. Certain elements, again, it's okay, and you need to run like a business to make sure it's fluid, and we're watching our bottom line, we're watching our dollars, we know where our dollars are going. That part, we run it like a business. The relationship itself, you better not run it like a business if you want it to work. Because, like we talk about, relationships are about compromising. And sometimes compromises means you don't get what you want. See, people misinterpret compromising. Compromising doesn't mean you get what you want. Compromising means we came to a conclusion that works for the both of us, but I may not have gotten any of the things that I wanted, but I'm in agreement with the conclusion we came up with, the decision. You guys follow me? You got to be able to understand where people are in an emotional state, the things that people go through, the ups and downs of life, and how people's emotions are up and down. You cannot run a business that way. Your business cannot be going up and down, having roller coasters. Your business will collapse. I hope I'm very clear on that. Run certain elements of your relationship. I'm in total agreement. Run it like a business. But don't treat the relationship like a business. And again, watch the people that tell you that, and you'll recognize they have a relationship that doesn't work. So you probably shouldn't listen. And as you guys know, it ain't right, it ain't wrong. It is my opinion. Now run on over to my app, which is over in Google Play, and it's also in the Apple Store. It's Simplified with a D, U. The letter U, not the word U. Simplified U, they are separate. Click it in the browser, download it, it's a free app. It'll give you access to everything that I got going on, podcasts, clothing line, all the exciting things that we got going on, and it'll keep you up to date to all the new things that are coming. But as you guys know, if you're not having fun, you should be doing something else. Recognize that your partner deserves to be treated more than the way you treat a business if you want it to be successful. They are human. They have emotions. They're going to have up and down. And if you can't recognize that and be there to support them and help them through the obstacles, you have a relationship that will not work. And businesses can't afford to run that way. They need to be focused on only going up because it's all about the bottom line. Don't confuse the two. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.